Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem, Rakak Wadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm gonna make this quick and I'm gonna entitle this video I got bigger fish to fry. Okay, this was something that was put up minutes ago by Captain Tazariak TV. Just reading his avatar right there. His handle. Entitled Guerrilla Hebrew, Why Did You Lie? Never Called Your Wife. You got bigger issues than me. So now there's a back and forth. Now, we all know about this thing that happened, 3 weeks ago, a month ago. I said what I had to say about it, and I moved on. It's not in it's not on my mind, but it keeps coming back. And, we get involved in it. The apostles, Tahar, you Eli, and that's one of your sons, First of all, I never met this. I met this guy one time years later after he'd been in the truth. He got kicked out. He was out there in the West. First out there in the West. He got kicked, Cali. He got kicked out. And we got reports that he wasn't doing this. And through the years, we were cool with him. He kind of went back and forth. He showed me videos. I showed him, he asked me certain questions. But he wasn't with us, but he was kind of cool with us. But eventually he did his own thing, so he went his own way. He didn't need us anymore. We didn't need him, whatever the case may be. So here this stuff comes up, and I'm not concerned about it, I don't give a damn what he did. That's something that I got bigger fish to fry. I got to try to get some money together to go to Kenya so I can get rocks thrown at me. Inside joke, of course. But anyway, and see, Captain Tazariak, you involve yourself in this matter. You shouldn't even involve yourself in this matter because there's got to be 3-4 billion Israelites on the planet. My focus is not on him. He did his thing. He said he didn't do it. I thought about doing it, but I didn't actually do it. And he said, she said, and I don't know. And you guys try to call all this stuff, all this back and forth. Oh, and plus you actively giving money to a convicted child, whatever. So, you get into it. It's like Michael Corleone said, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. I'm not concerned about it. I said what I had to say concerning this matter about 3 weeks or a month ago. I'm not really concerned about it. And if he's one of the elect, he can be forgiven. He can be forgiven. But if he's one of the elect, he'll be saved and forgiven. See, the Most High can forgive you. You can be forgiven, but are you one of the elect? That's the key thing. Whether you did it or not. Well, let's say you didn't do all these things. They lied and this, that, and you thought about, but you didn't, blah, blah, blah. Let's say at the end of the day you're justified. But let's say you're not one of the elect. You're not going to make it any damn way. Whether you were doing the right thing or not. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this play. Because now it's like a back and forth. But like I said, I got bigger fish to fry.
And as I told y'all, remember, I told y'all, all of this is just so he can have a reason to come back on the internet.
And this stuff about counseling, now I believe, well, here it is right here. Should married women be allowed to seek counsel from other men? Now, in my case, ain't nobody can counsel me. If I deal with a woman, ain't nobody can motherfucking counsel me except Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Ain't no man can counsel me as a woman unless I ask a brother, what do you think about the situation? You think I'm gonna go with my woman before men for them to analyze what the fuck I'm doing with my woman? If you need a motherfucking counsel, you don't need a fucking woman. Grow the fuck up. I know what to do with a woman. You don't gotta tell me what to do with a woman. Shit don't work out. Well, if you did this and you did that right and you didn't do this and she didn't do... Look, what did the Apostle Paul say? He's rather that you be like him. Don't have no woman. But he said if it's better to marry than to burn, better to have a woman than to burn. But he said, but I warn you, you shall have trouble in the flesh. So every brother that has a woman is gonna have trouble in one way or another in the flesh with this woman. That womanly nature is gonna come out on her, and you're gonna have but you got to keep it under wraps. See, this situation is all out in the street, whether he wanted it to be out in the street or not. And this is what happens when you got women in the truth, bro. I'm not concerned. When I deal with women, I don't tell them nothing about Israel. I'm just Joe, and I don't know. I just, hey, and like Richard Pryor said, you got to get the pussy, hey, and that's it. But that eventually it will come out that when all hell break loose, then you'll find out my secret identity. I'm being Clark Kent with you, but I'm really Superman. But you don't know I'm Superman. Remember what Clark Kent did? He didn't let Lois know that he was Superman. You know what I'm saying? So that's let not your left hand know what your right hand's doing. The Clark Kent Superman how can I call that scenario or whatever. If I'm dealing with if I meet a woman, I'm not a little sister. You got to learn that you're an Israelite. We got to anoint you. I'm gonna get the brothers to anoint you. You're gonna meet the brothers, and you're gonna get to meet the other brothers. I don't want my woman to meet any other woman. But it happened in the past. My woman became close to the bar's wife. Also, the brother the brother that left us that went to Texas. I forget his name. Apostle arrived live. My woman met his woman. They had numbers and shit, and nothing really came of that. But I don't like all that shit. Don't brothers talk. Can I bring my woman around to get anointed? I said, nigga, how many years you been in the truth? 5. Go buy a bottle of fucking oil, learn the prayer, and go anoint your own wife. Get on your own tribe. Inside joke. But anyway, this comes up about should a married man have a men? Ain't no man gonna counsel me, all right? Ain't no man gonna counsel me as to what I should do and not do with my woman. I know what the fuck I got to do. And when the demon come out of her, you get rid of her, just like the scripture said. Give her a bill of divorce. That's in the Apocrypha. Give her a bill of divorcement, and let her go. If she goes not the way that thou wanteth her to go, I'm merely paraphrasing. Give her the bill of divorcement and let her go. But Yahushua said this. The only way you can let her go is through the act of fornication. If she commits adultery, because if you deal with a woman and you don't want to deal with her no more, what is she gonna do? She's gonna get disenchanted about the Israelite thing. She's gonna go back to being a Muslim or a Baptist or Hare Krishna, and then she's gonna find another man and she's gonna move on, which caused her to commit adultery because you pushed her off. You're supposed to deal with her. Yahushua said from the beginning it was not so, because the wicked scribes and Pharisees tried to trap him to say, well, Moses said you can get a divorce. And he said, yeah, because they were wicked as hell. They want to do it any goddamn way. But from the beginning, it was not so. The only justification you have on putting your wife out is if she commits adultery. And that's it. This done turned into a hot mess. You let your women all into the thing, and they got access, and they know other women in the camp. This is a hot mess. If I got a woman, it's none of your motherfucking business what woman I got or how many women I have, or even if I have an Edomite woman. Yeah, GMS teach you that. Let some fine ass Edomite woman that's built like a Jake woman, that's rhythmic. She got that flavor, and she look like a straight up Edomite, and she bumping to me one time too many, I'm bumping back into her. Let it be a Moabite. But I can't marry him. I ain't gonna marry the Jake woman. No way. Hey, we like the ancient prophets. The ancient prophets, you had women of the other nations, but they were in a certain state. You guys don't understand status, man. You don't understand status. You don't understand anything about marital status. That's a topic right there for anybody who wants to take it. You do not understand marital status. You basically had two type of one. You had your wife, and then either your wife had handmaids, which you can pop. Sarah said, "Look, this handmaid, come bring your bitch ass over here. You're gonna lay with my husband, and whatever comes out of your womb is my son or my child." And did she say, "Well, I don't like your husband"? No, you ain't got no fucking say. But then Sarah got emotional about it, because when she was pregnant, she was rubbing on the, you know how women rub on the belly, and like you can see in the spirit, this is my baby. This is really my baby. And Sarah was beating her ass. She was smacking the shit out of her, throwing plates at her ass. It don't show you all that, but she wasn't giving her dirty looks, because a dirty look is not gonna make you run out into the wilderness. She was beating this bitch ass, and she had to take it. She had to take it because she was a handmaid. And this shows you, for you clown ass Christians, you had a status. The status is gonna be in the kingdom again. That there's they're saying, oh, you guys are saying we got to go into slavery. That's not in the Bible. You got damn right it's in the Bible. Read the Bible. Read the scriptures. Abraham had servants. All them great men at that time had servants. And they did the bidding of the servant, man, even to the point of death. So let's listen. Like I said, if I get a woman, that's my woman. The only one's gonna counsel her is me. Ain't gonna have no, well, I'm gonna have these men, we're gonna go to council. Man, you gotta be out your fucking mind. And look, if I had an Edomite woman back at One West, that ain't nobody business but mine. Okay? Please, man. You tall, you dealing with her, she got a light skin. I said, okay, good. First of all, you ain't gonna see her. Period. Okay?
With Wendy Williams, aka Ariala, doing all the lives, and he can't stop.
Oh, he called Ariala is Wendy. He is Wendy Williams. That is the Wendy Williams of Israel. He brought out all this stuff on Al-Azhar, and that's it. You brought it out. You don't got to bring out no more. We already know the cat's out the bag. We're going to bring out some more stuff. But I do love if you loved the brother, you wouldn't bring out all this shit. The scriptures tell you about secrets, about telling. There's all kinds of scriptures where you're supposed to keep. I can go. That's a whole subject in itself. You got secrets of somebody. You don't be blurting out, the secrets of a brother. And that's what you do. I got more. We already got it. We got the story. He fucked up. He's doing some old freaky ass shit. And that's it. That's all there is to it. But he's saying, well, I didn't do that. And then now the wife is forced to come out and say, wait a minute, I'm your wife. I've been with you for X amount of years. And you do all that shit. So it makes it bad on you. That's why you got to keep your shit tight at all times. You know who said that? Bond said that in the movie Platoon. I'm having a little fun with that. How do you say it? Keep your shit tight at all times, or you're going to wind up in the body bag, or spiritual body bag, which is death. Keep your shit wired tight at all times. Like the big fat boy talking about Susie Q, that's the girl for me. He got shot in the chest. And then Bond said, you see this lousy sack of shit? He said, I told you, keep your shit wired tight at all times. And he didn't. He was thinking about Susie Q. And guess what? Susie Q, while he was in Vietnam, a black guy was fucking her. All right?
He can't stop talking about Gorilla, which is crazy. I don't understand that. But this dude straight up lied. So I'm gonna play this clip, and y'all, I want y'all to hear it. All right, this is what he just did a live, and this is what he said.
It's Azaria. I seen y'all had a nice 10-minute phone call this morning. Her phone is in my name for I could see all the activity. So, but Tazariak is actively putting money on a convicted child molester's commissary books.
I'm not
What does that have
actively
to do
doing
with your
that.
matter? That's called projecting. You know. Now, if he is, maybe he believes the dude was falsely accused or whatever. But we're dealing with one thing. This is why we don't get all into this mess. This is why GMS did not deal with the black what's this guy Sonetta and debate this. We ain't with that shit. And Sonetta offered us a lot of money too. He offered us a lot. He offered us more money than some of you cats. He pulled us to the side and offered us money. I said, it ain't about money. He said, I know it ain't about money, but I'm willing to give you all this and that. I said, and then he even said, once in a while you got to come up to Harlem by the 125th Street mark. We're not. Look, we'll deal with you if you say that you're an Israelite. Then you can come to the camp, not hold post, but take notes and come. You come in. You trying to make money off of this shit. So that's why we don't deal with none of them guys. We don't deal with none. We ain't here to entertain you. And these debates are nothing but entertainment. The majority of the people that get up for them debates are there to be entertained.
That's a lie.
My bad, y'all.
I want to play it again.
You got niggas offer her money. Tazaria, you try to call this girl, not her. You try to call my ex-wife.
Did I try to call this girl?
Definitely not my wife.
I did not.
Susanna. Y'all are calling her Susanna. We gonna see about that.
Yeah, he said, I'm gonna play it again so y'all can hear him say this. He said, I tried to call his girl. That's what he said.
She said she don't want to talk. Somebody offered her $1,500. I haven't done anything to this girl for her to come and give some testimony.
I don't care about none of this.
I know.
Let me skip it up.
Y'all had the IG pics. This is different. Tazariak is actively putting money on a.
We're not that far along. Well, I'm not actively doing that either, so that's a lie too. UPK, y'all reached out to her. Somebody else offered her $1,500. I'm not sure. You saying UPK reached out to her?
GMS did not try to reach out to her. First of all, we don't know who's woman. He's showing you different women. This is the first time we seen these women. We're not concerned about them women.
Desperate niggas is. We did not reach out to her at all. But now, I wanted y'all to hear that so you could hear him saying that I reached out to his wife. I never reached out to his wife. So now, technically yesterday because it's past midnight. So I was driving from Atlanta. I think I left at 5 Sunday morning. So I'm driving. So I do a Car Chronicles. And so during the Car Chronicles, which I'm going to share my screen. Let me share my screen. So during the Car Chronicles, Passover Drive Back, this is me doing my live stream. So now y'all see me doing my live stream here. This is me doing my live stream, Passover Drive By, Gorilla Wife Speaks, even crazier. So now that's me giving a recap on what his wife was saying. So I was talking about it. So I want to show y'all first. Part I'm gonna go to is the one where hold up, where you at? I gotta go to here we go. So I want y'all to look at this chat replay. This live replay is here. Let me see if I gotta reload. There we go. I want to see if this live is here, right? I want y'all to look at these. I want y'all to look at the chat. What I want y'all to pay attention to. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I could change this here. Let me see. There we go. I'm gonna remove my banner, remove my media asset. Hold up, this because I want y'all to pay attention to the chat here. If I could highlight it, I'll let it highlight so y'all can see here. Right? I want y'all to pay attention to the chat. I'm gonna play it.
Oh, guess what? Can Gorilla's wife get a divorce? So now, when it comes
somebody
to a divorce,
we would just have to hear the whole matter. Somebody asked,
can Gorilla's wife or any man that has a wife, can she call for a divorce? Yes, she can. Depending on the situation, she can get a divorce, but she can't if she's in this truth. No New Testament Israelite, Old and New Testament. she can get a divorce because it's a mess, hot mess. But she got to remain unmarried. She can get a divorce pursuant to the scriptures, but she can't get another man. Or that's that she'll be guilty of adultery. Yeah, but the man slapped her in the face and he did this and he did that. Yeah, okay, yeah. You slapped me in the face one time too many. I'm tired of it. So I'm out of here. But you can't get no other man. You got to wait for the kingdom. Can't get no other man. Unless that man that you got a divorce with died. So no, you can't get a divorce. Well, you can get a divorce, but you can't get another man. So what is she going to do? She's going to leave the truth so she can move on and get another man. She might meet a Muslim, a Christian. She might go back into Christianity. So that's the quick answer.
Asking the super chat. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back to
I can answer that question. Come to a divorce, we would just have to hear the whole
see this
matter.
question right here? Can Gorilla's wife get a divorce? This is at the 1 hour minute marker of the live stream. So a person by the name of Israelite Bro Mint says, can Gorilla's wife get a divorce? So now when he asked that question, I answered the question. Y'all gonna hear the answer. I'm gonna play the answer that I gave.
Privately.
And I suspect most of these people on the comment board are in here for the drama. You know? We got to come up with a TV show. Hebrew Israelite wives. You know, we got basketball wives, but we got Hebrew Israelite wives. Real wives of the Hebrew Israelites. See, there's a lot of drama. And like I said, a lot of these people get into the whole Hebrew Israelite thing for the drama.
I'm gonna bring it back.
And then, so I hope I didn't mess up.
Continue on I-77 north for 105 miles.
Yeah, so let me see. Call, gas, what? Can Gorilla's wife get a divorce? So now, when it comes to a divorce, we would just have to hear the whole matter privately. And then I can answer that question.
So you see that? That was my response.
All right. We would have to hear them.
Now, when I give that response, I don't know that his wife is listening to the live stream at all. So now I'm gonna have to I really don't.
But if she does get a divorce based upon the circumstance, you got to tell her, look, you can't deal with no other man. You know what she's gonna do? She's not gonna come around. She's gonna go back. She's gonna find a Muslim cat, a 5%er, some hood Jake on the street, some gangbanger, some Christian, and she's gonna wind up she's gonna move on, and she's gonna no longer be an Israelite. Because a lot of these people leave like this is an organization, like the Nation of Islam. There's no such nation as the Nation of Islam. You're Israelite whether you want to be or not.
Care either. So now I don't know that his wife is listening at all, but what I do know is I know his name, right? So now I'm gonna come back to my screen. Let me see if I can come back to my screen. I'm gonna stop sharing. But I do know his name right there, right? Now he said I called. When you look at this here, he said you worried about the pegging and not the sin unto the death. Is that a question to me? And to Cap is a gossip. No, I'm not a gossip. I'm just clearing my name. I don't do the gossip. Just clearing my name up. He said that was a lie. Excuse me. He said I called her. So I want to see if I can show this without showing the phone number, which I don't think I can. I'm going to try to cover up the phone number. But if I zoom, so I'm going to put my hand over the number. But when you look at that, if y'all can see it close enough, that says incoming call. Let me see if we can zero in. There we go. It says incoming call. 9 minutes and 18 seconds. Right? So I didn't call her. She called into my live stream, a public live stream. Now here's the crazy part. Because I'm driving,
the Apostle Paul said, and this is through the spirit of Yahweh by Shemal Shai, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, the Lord is not the author of confusion. So this is confusion. It's he said, she said, oh, you tried to call my wife, and he's saying I didn't call your wife. She called me. Oh, why? First of all, Captain Tazariak is from the ISUBK. Guerrilla Hebrew is Sakari. Why would you guys even get together? Because your doctrines are different. You don't teach the same things. You know, ultimately, basically, we teach Israel, the 12 tribes and all that, but there's things that, like the MOTB. Now, I don't know if Alazar pulled Captain Zariak to the side and say, you know, the MOTB is really the micro C hip. I don't know if he told him that, because you got to be concerned. If I seen him, I said, brother, the MOTB is a micro C hip, okay? If you don't listen to what I got to say and you go ahead and take it, you're doomed.
Live stream, the only thing that I can play. So now, the live, and I'm gonna go back to the live so y'all can see the live. Let me share the screen, present screen, share screen. Boom, boom. So now y'all gonna see this here. So now when I answer this question, I'm assuming because I answered the question, she decided to call in. So now before she calls in though,
because even when she speaks, she still speaks as that's her husband.
But why did she got your number in the first? Well, you know, it's all out of order, because you got an open line anyway. But that's all out of order, you know. I mean, if she's still with Alazar, then she's out of order. Remember reconcile. You know what reconcile means. So did she talk to Alazar already, or is she divorced? You know, and they're both of their eyes, they're divorced. Then guess what? She can just move on. Just move on. You know.
So that would be.
And I'm gonna go up to the 107-minute
would
mark,
have to speak
right?
And request in an organization together, because
I'm
you're gonna go to 1 Corinthians 7. Can you read? Can you read verse 10 for me? 1 Corinthians 7 and. Hold on one second.
So now I want y'all to pay attention here. So now I'm battling the guy Anthony on the phone. Now you only see, if you can see this here. I don't know if y'all can see this here, but this is the 107-minute, hour 7 minutes 9 seconds. The live stream cuts off at 1 hour and 11:26. That's important, because watch, you're gonna see me answer the phone. I'm gonna bring it back just a little bit so y'all can see. Let me make sure they can see the screen. No, I covered it up. I covered it up. You didn't see a number. You just saw the name. So you can't even say that. So now, just gonna show this real fast.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Caller, hold on.
Okay.
Now, the woman that says okay, that's Gorilla's wife. You see, this is 1 hour 7:40.
Okay, if they're still currently husband and wife, she's completely out of order for calling you without consulting her husband, because they're still together. So maybe she's asked him, because I don't know. It's a messed up situation all the way around.
14 to 1 hour and 11. So she's on hold this whole time, really longer than this. And so now the importance of that is, because I'm driving,
even those who are
when you get here,
they're not a fake or not
let me
son.
skip it up some more.
They're not a son of Abraham, correct?
The live stream is going to actually cut off
criteria is
because I'm
you
driving.
have to be an Israelite first to
Right?
even have
What
the
I mean
faith.
by
So a Muslim
driving,
can have the faith that they
watch,
think is
you're
of
gonna- you're
Abraham. A
gonna see
Muslim
it
can
cut
have
off.
the faith that they think is of Abraham.
You see how it cut off? The reason why I cut off, and I didn't even know that it cut off because I'm driving, is because the internet connection, I guess I must have hit a bad spot, so the internet goes out. So that conversation with Anthony lasted like maybe 2 more minutes. So when I'm talking to Gorilla's wife, I don't even know that that's his wife. It does say, now when I cover this up again, it does say Adonis right there. But as I told y'all, right here, it says incoming call. So I don't know why he's saying I called her. I've never called her. I didn't even know that it was her. So when she called, none of what we said is actually live. I'm thinking it's live, but when the call ends, I see that it's not live. None of it is live. And all she asked was, is she able to divorce? I said she would have to get counsel. That's above my pay grade. She would have to talk to the general. She then says, well,
but she's under, well, wait a minute. She ain't a member of ISUPK. Okay? If anything, she would have to go to her husband, which is the head of Sakari, which she's a member of Sakari. So see, life would be so much better if you leave your women at home. What did the Apostle Paul say? Let your woman be silent in the churches. If she would ask anything, let her ask her husband at home. That's what the Apostle Paul said. This is why we kicked all the women out of the school up in Connecticut. And that was a shock, boy. And half of the brothers left because they got offended. And all them guys are back in the world.
If I do that, I would need Ariella may need to be involved. And I said to her, well, if Ariella is involved, it's going to have to be something. It's going to have to be something in private, because when we do counsel, our counsel is private, and he does a lot of public stuff. So I don't know why Gorilla Hebrew is choosing to lie. It's not necessary. Like, brother, anybody go back to that live, you're going to hear me. Let me see if I got this in here. Let me see if I can find where I told him he need to get counsel. I told Gorilla he should get counsel. That's what I told Gorilla. Anybody go back to that live stream, you're going to hear me say in that live stream, Gorilla needs counsel. I don't know why he choosing to make this personal. I got nothing personal against him.
If you notice, I didn't pull out any scriptures, but I quoted a lot of scriptures. I could have simply pulled them out, but if you listen, I quoted a lot of scriptures, paraphrased a lot of scriptures.
Ain't no reason for me to have nothing to pay. He didn't do nothing to me. He did say he offended the Lord. Clearly, he offended the Most High. He offended the Most High so much that the Most High is exposing him. I ain't got to do nothing. I ain't got to do nothing but just be me. But don't call me a liar and say I'm calling or contacting your woman. I've never called your woman. She was, and as a matter of fact,
if that's the case, then that means he's bearing false witness. You know, you call my wife, which he shows that it was an incoming call. She called him, according to what he showed. I don't know how you can play with the phone like that and make it say what it say. So you were bearing false witness. So you, if anything, you got to apologize to Tazariak concerning that.
When we was talking, I said, well, I'm on the road. I can't really talk to you. You have to call back about 2 or 3 or something like that. She never even called back. So I've never called your woman. I don't have a desire to call your woman. But if any woman calls to get, we'll counsel. That's what we do.
Yeah, if you said anything to her, you know who she was. You said, I'm Alazar's woman. The first thing you would say is, okay, I want some counsel. I said, well, the first thing I would say is, is that your husband? So did your husband put you up? Didn't I your house? Should I say that? In St. John chapter 4, the woman at the well, he said, where's your husband? Let me talk to your husband.
Yeah, matter of fact, Two Funkalicious was listening to that live stream. I said he need counsel like once or twice a day. I said my general could counsel him. So again, none of this is personal to me, nigga. Like, grow up. Like, be a man. Like, be a man. Own up to what you did. Don't make this about me and now you want to use me as a catalyst to try to get back on the internet, because I'm not entertaining that. The only thing I'm entertaining is you calling me a liar, saying that I was contacting your wife, and I don't want it to be on the internet that I contacted your wife. I've never contacted your wife. She called me. It said incoming. It was 9 minutes, and when you watch that live stream, anybody go to the 107-minute mark, she was on hold at the 107-minute mark. The live stream ends at the 1 hour 11-minute mark. Me and Anthony is still going back and forth for like another 2 or 3 minutes. Me and her conversation was about 2 minutes long, and I told her she can get counsel from my school. That's it.
And she would be completely out of order because she got to consult her husband first about counsel. And another thing, that's ISUBK. She's part of Sakari. So that's what I'm saying it again. The women, having them women around is not a good move.
So I can't help it that you's a fucking liar. But I'm not a liar. So don't ever say I called your wife. That's it. I just wanted to clear it up while I was up so that I could be out there and addressed. Until next time, Shalom Israel.
And see, plus you were cool with him. You did debates. I wouldn't. There's no way in hell I'm going to do a debate with somebody from another Hebrew Israelite camp, unless we're on the same page. There's no way in hell I would sit down and do a debate against two Christians. It's me and Nate. There's no way I'm going to sit down and do a debate with me and him partnering up, because he's teaching something different than what I'm teaching. Anyway, Shalom, on to the next.